Hi, I'd like to share with you a method that I developed to create realistic G-scale logs. I'll take you step by step from the materials that you need all the way to the completed project. Are you ready? Let's go. These are the items you're going to need for the G-scale log project. All the items in the back there were purchased at Home Depot. I have a 3/4 inch by 12 inch long dowel. And this here is an Equate Pure Health adult toothbrush with the bristles removed. That leaves these little rubber fingers here, which are going to create the texture on your log. Okay, step one. Take about a tablespoon of the Sika Pro Ready Mix Concrete Patch and put it into just a container. I use a paper cup. Put a little water in there and then stir it up until it reaches a consistency, I don't know, kind of pasty. Try not to overmix it because you're going to want some lumps in it for your log texture. Step two, take your 12-inch dowel. For my purposes, I've taped off 4 inches because I'm making an 8-inch log. I made these little end caps. These are caps from a water bottle, and I just trimmed the outside around to make this little cap here. Now, you're going to want to put a piece of double back tape inside of that, and then stick that over the end, push down firmly. You want to make sure that that stays on there when you begin your texturing process. All right, step three, it's time to dabble. Here's our mixture, here's our dowel. And I like to use my finger because what fun is it if you're not getting dirty? So yeah, you just want to dabble this mixture all over the wood dowel. Now make sure you get it covering all the wood, and don't spread it too thin. You want it to be thick, but you don't, or you do actually want to tap it down into the grain of the dowel because you're going to want this to stick. So just dabble, 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 dabble. Now come on, you tell me this isn't fun. Dabble, dabble. Like I said, just get it all over, varying thicknesses. I know it looks like a mess right now. Wait till you put the grain on. Wait till you see the magic that happens with this concoction. Just keep dabble, 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 dabble. And you know what? You might find out a paintbrush works better. I don't know. I did this once and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I'm just going to do it how I did it the last time and hope I get the same results. I only did a small section last time. I didn't do a whole log. So this is going to be exciting for me too. Yep, we'll just keep dabbling, dabbling, dabbling. We're almost to the end here. Now once you get done this, you're going to have to let it sit for a little bit because you kind of want to get the outside to get a little crusty, but you don't want it to dry. Now the first time I did this, I'm a little impatient, so I used a heat gun to speed up the process. Just lightly blow across it, back and forth, back and forth. And you can certainly do the same thing. Hey, you know what? It might take a couple times. I lucked out. It worked for me the first time. And I'm hoping it's going to work out the first time for you too. right, dabble, dabble, dabble. And you know, don't be afraid to waste this stuff. I mean, sure. Just what I'm saying is mix up plenty. I mean, you don't want to run out halfway through the dabbling process. You should be able to determine what you're going to need. Dabble, dabble, and done. Okay, go over it, make sure you don't have any wood exposed anywhere. And there you go. So you're going to want to put this aside to dry before you start the graining process. Okay, step 4. Our dabble has been sitting and drying for about 10 minutes. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's kind of glazed over, or crusted over, but not hard. So now we want to start doing the graining process. And for that, we're going to use the little toothbrush that I introduced you to in the beginning, with the bristles removed. Has the little rubber fingers on it. Okay, these are going to do the magic grain work for you. Now the key to doing this is to do it gently. Don't push down, because then you're just gonna pull all the dabble off. I'm going to do it real light. First I do it in one direction, and then I'll do it in another direction, and let's see how it works out. So, it might be a little too dry. So, let's dip it in some water. Let's dip it in some water. You can kind of see the grain taking shape. Bring it back the other way. Yeah, like I said, this takes a little finesse, and yeah, you might not get it right the first time, but hey. And if you find some bare spots, hopefully you got some dabble left over, and just dabble some on there. Go back and forth, get some of them bigger chunks off of there. Yeah, we're talking. Let's see what we're looking like here. Not too bad. You want some chunks on there, but, not overbearing. You kind of brush it away from your cap here, because it's going to get a little too thick. All right. It's not looking too bad. Let's get our dabble out here. Put a little touch here and there. A little there. I don't know. Maybe a little here. Smooth that over. That over. Little spot there. I might have let this dry too long, but that's okay. Like I said, gently, lightly. You don't want to be digging in. And get that away from that cap, because it's going to look crappy down there if you don't. And brush it down. And just keep spinning it and looking at it, and you know, only you can make it look how you want it to look. I'm just giving you the technique to do it. Sorry for the silence, but I kind of focus when I'm doing things like this. And you know, you're going to be able to fast forward through this once I post it, so you don't have to sit through all this boring stuff. And I'm going to put a little more water. I'm going to call that good. Set that aside, let it dry, come back with the next step. Okay, so here's our log that we allowed to dry overnight with the texture. In step 5, we are going to be applying the primer, and it's important, make sure you keep your little end cap on there, and we'll show you the results in step 6. Okay, so here's the log with the primer coat on it. Hope you can see that, it's a little dark. So in step 6, we're going to be using the Rust-Oleum Stone Mineral Brown. Now what that's going to do is create some depth and some contrast into the grain of the log. You're going to want to spray the stone about 6 inches away. You want a fairly nice buildup. And then we're going to be using the rubber flexed finger toothbrush tool, and we'll show you that coming up. Okay, here's the log with the stone texture coat on it. Just sprayed on nice and evenly. And now take your rubber finger brush and lightly stroke it. You're going to be pushing that into the grain that you created. And you go back. You can do this under good light. I'm really not doing it under good light. But then you'll be able to see how it looks, and you know, you can spray some more stone texture on there, some sparse spots. But for the most part, you're just spreading that stone into the grain that you've already created. And if you can see that. Now the tough part about this is you have to let this dry overnight, and it's got to be completely dry before you take the next step. So that's it. And we're going to see you on the next step. Okay, step 7, applying the Rust-Oleum matte finish. I've already gone ahead and done that. And you can see that it gives it a nice even sheen. Got a couple hot spots, but I can go over that again. You know, the stone finish really does help to distinguish the grain and gives it some pop all over the surface here. So anyway, that pretty much completes the G-Scale log project. I am going to remove the cap, cut it to size, and then I'll come back and show you the finished project. Okay, here it is, the finished log. And you can see on the end here, this is where the cap was. This was so you could create this axe cut effect. Or, on the other side, I created just a saw cut effect. You can see by the end here that I've been experimenting with age rings and end grain, but I haven't perfected that yet. So this log is 8 inches long, 3/4 inch diameter, and then was specifically made for a project that I'm working on. However, this technique can be used for whatever scale suits the project that you're working on. So anyway, there it is. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like. Not that it matters. It's just that I'm curious to find out if this is something that I should pursue. I have a lot of ideas and I'd like to share them with you. So again, thanks for watching and we'll catch you next time.